your transfers to do the 5-shot challenge. Let's get it.
Ryan Garcia and Rolando Romero is finally here, and it's everything fans hoped for. Intense, personal, and full of drama. Tensions are running high on both sides, and Romero hasn't held back, confidently predicting a brutal knockout victory.
How are you feeling?
Not so hungry this time.
And then again, this is going to be your second marquee fight. You fought Gervonta Davis also in New York a few years ago. Now you're going to be fighting in Times Square. What are you envisioning?
A knockout. A vicious knockout. See, I knock him out. Long overdue.
Ryan Garcia asked about fighting Garcia in Times Square. Romero said, "Beating Ryan. It's not personal. I just want to beat him." While Garcia has faced past criticism for seeming like a boy among men especially.
Boxing, you're going to be fighting at a career high 147 pounds. We know how big you are. How much better are you feeling right now?
Much better. You know, this is the weight class I belong in. This is the one I feel the most comfortable, so excited to start my journey.
When under pressure, he's now grown into a bigger, stronger fighter. Even so, Romero's raw power and physicality remain a serious threat. There are lingering doubts about Garcia's mental focus at just 26. Living the high-profile life of a millionaire and social media star. Some question whether he has the discipline.
Tell me, man, how was this training camp?
Oh my God! You know what, man? Night and day. It's a blessing, brother. It's a blessing. I really enjoy this time because everything's normal, back to normal. So that's a good thing. It's a blessing.
You're talking about the behavior of Ryan. He's completely took a line change in this fight, right?
A 360.
To handle the relentless pressure Romero is known for. Critics often point to his performance against Gervonta Davis as evidence that he struggles. When the going...
I think more so just taking a break from everything. You know, I took a break from social media a lot. Just not really posting too much, not really getting involved in that. You know, you could kind of get lost in trying to be entertaining on you know, the gram and trying to get clicks and trying to get reactions. So I think just taking a step back from that, getting back into reality, hanging out with my family, you kind of get a sense of reality back.
In his bout with Gervonta Davis, Garcia went down from a body shot and remained on one knee as the count ended, only to spring up moments later fueling criticism that he gave up. Although he's worked hard to shed that image, doubt still lingers if Garcia isn't truly elite. Romero has a clear path to victory by applying relentless physical and mental pressure. Meanwhile,
he got rocked with Ryan. So if anybody hits him, there might be the same results.
In terms of the rematch, you know, the whole world is waiting for this Haney fight, but he does have a fight with Jose Ramirez. You guys confident that he does win that fight against Ramirez?
Well, I mean, if he outboxes Ramirez, you know, there's a possibility that he'll survive, you know, but his chin has been tested, and
Romero is well aware of the outside buzz about a potential Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney showdown if both fighters win their upcoming bouts. But he's unfazed by the speculation.
Rolly, he can hit, bro. Like, he can hit. But he's the only person I felt like when he swung, it felt like bricks was in hood. Is that the hardest one? Really, like, is that the hardest one you faced in your career? Is that the hardest one? Well, I squad that was like that.
They're going to fight regardless, so it has nothing to do with me, Romero said, brushing off the narrative with complete indifference.
You know, I think Ryan's gonna catch him with that left hook, and it's gonna be 9-9. I think Ryan has changed, definitely. I think his character has definitely changed. You know, with the way he's displaying it now, a lot more calmer, very respectful. You know, look like a real businessman now. You know, he's not all loud and crazy like he was. He's kind of calmed it and tamed it down a bit. So I respect that with Ryan, man, and I think he's gonna be a lot more focused now.
If Garcia loses, the Haney fight is off the table. Promoter Turki Alalshik has already confirmed that both fighters must win on Friday for the October showdown to happen. Romero knows this and is laser focused on derailing Garcia's momentum. He's determined to be the roadblock.
Ryan handles cleans up Rolly.
I do
think he wins the fight. Yeah,
I think for both fighters
obviously the common opponent right there. I think that both fighters, obviously Ryan just fought Tank. I think he'll be better since fighting Tank.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with Rolly. I think Rolly became better from fighting Tank. I think that they knew certain mistakes that they made. I think they believed in their game plan. Got us all to believe in their game plan. I think they came to this fight with the right adjustment.
That stops Garcia's next big move. When asked who he'd fight next if he beats Garcia, Romero wasn't interested in future matchups. What's next? Nothing. I just go to an island or something. I'm going to have one of 12 rounds fighting on an island.
Yeah, interesting. Which is like the one that maybe has the most juice behind it? Which one do you think, is kind of the one that stands out?
I think probably the best fight of the night is Teofimo against Barboza. I think that could be a banana skin. I'm interested to see Devin return because I think that night took a lot out of him physically, and I think there'll be a few demons for him coming back into the ring. I don't think Ramirez at this stage is necessarily the guy to...
He said, making it clear his full attention is on Friday night. As for Garcia mimicking Romero's signature punching sounds, Romero didn't miss a beat. He wants to be just like me. He wants to be as charismatic as me, as good-looking as me.
I think right now they're probably going to announce a lot of fights to be finalized. That's my opinion on that. However, I think that it's a great matchup. I think it's a good storyline for Rolly as well. And I think they're going to fight at 47.
Yeah. Rolly's a big dude. Obviously, he has that power. Ryan has that right hook.
Yep.
So, who do you got?
I got Ryan. I got Ryan Garcia.
Why?
Yeah, I just think that from that fight and since then, he hasn't been fighting for that long.
He envies me in so many ways because I'm sharper than he is and he knows it. In reality, he just wants to be me, so let him be me. Garcia's father, Henry Garcia, has also weighed in with confidence and clarity. My prediction is Ryan will stop Rolly, yes. In the first quarter, if he lands clean, it's over, he stated. Henry doesn't believe this is a fight that calls for caution. Instead, he expects Ryan to come out aggressive and look for the finish early. He acknowledged that Romero won't be hesitant from the start, but believes once Ryan lands a solid counter, everything will shift. Rolly's been dropped twice. You don't just walk away from that. It sticks with you. It humbles you, Henry said. Ryan's not stepping in there to shake hands. He's stepping in there to hit and knock you out. Henry didn't dismiss Romero's toughness, calling him a true warrior. Once a warrior, always a warrior, and Rolly has always been that, he admitted. But in his eyes, the deciding factor is clear. Ryan's power, especially that
Ryan cleans up Rolly.
I do
think he wants to fight. Yeah,
I think for both fighters obviously the common opponent right there. I think that both fighters, obviously Ryan just fought Tank. I think he'll be better since fighting Tank. Yeah. And then the same thing with Rolly. I think Rolly became better from fighting Tank. I think that they knew certain mistakes that they made. I think they believed in their game plan. Got us all to believe in their game plan. I think they came to this fight with the right adjustment.
His former opponent and the man who also knocked out Rolando Gervonta Davis shared his thoughts on the upcoming matchup. When asked if Romero could pull off the upset, Tank gave a measured response. Can Rolly pull off the upset? I don't want to say something crazy, but yeah, hopefully, bro, hopefully, for Rolly's sake, he can pull it off, but it's going to be a good fight. Ryan Garcia and Rolando Romero is finally here, and it's everything fans hoped for. Intense, personal, and full of drama. Tensions are running high on both sides, and Romero hasn't held back, confidently predicting a brutal knockout victory. Ryan Garcia asked about fighting Garcia in Times Square. Romero said, beating Ryan, it's not personal, I just want to beat him. While Garcia has faced past criticism for seeming like a boy among men, especially when under pressure, he's now grown into a bigger, stronger fighter. Even so, Romero's raw power and physicality remain a serious threat. There are lingering doubts about Garcia's mental focus at just 26, living the high-profile life of a millionaire and social media star. Some question whether he has